Hi everybody, can you believe it? March is almost around. So I guess you're getting ready for the spring or the fall, depending on which corner of this planet you are. And guys, if you wanted to get your annual scope and you forgot it, right now it's a great time. They're right now on sale. So you're getting one sign for 10 bucks and all signs for 20. So you can check somebody else, or you can check your ascendant and Venus sign and Mars sign. So this is a great opportunity. But the best part of my special is my speed up promotion. So you are not waiting 3 weeks anymore for the readings. So I'm actually upgrading whatever the term was before. So 3 weeks is now 1 week. So becoming a rush reading. And the rush reading, which was week, is now 3 days. And if you really want an urgent reading, you're going to get it within 24 hours. And if you're North America, most likely the same day. So guys, check my website www.cattarot.ca for more information. You can also find me on Instagram and on Facebook, where I actually also publish daily taroscopes. So let's jump in. Hi Virgo, and welcome to your monthly forecast. The bottom of the deck you have 4 of fire reversed and the sun. 4 of fire is still a really good card. It talks about looking up, talks about moving to the next stage, talks about kind of understanding that certain things need kind of like stabilization. Here, really well positioned card talks about understanding who is coming into your circle of friends, you being the goddess over here, who can just like only lurk from the fringes, who and to whom you want to expose yourself belly, and with whom you can fully relax. It's a really good and promising card. So actually I like what I see so far. So let's see. Well, you have the strength reversed. So this is some non-committal energy, or not really sure how to go about the things. Somebody might feel that you're not in a position to kind of like render a verdict or reach a decision. And we have a fire kitten reversed. Can you see it? This fire kitten that is playing too much. It's getting the tail kind of like burnt over here. So being reversed, there is definitely 2 fire cards talking about actions are not being taken, or you have suffered recent burnout, or you are burned down by somebody or something. So let's see the base. We have a 3 of fire, so this is good. 3 of fire is, okay, how do I jump there? How do I get there? It is positioning. It is kind of like ready, set, go kind of a thing, right? There is like sort of like I don't know, can you even see it in the eyes? I love that kind of little detail. Of course you see just the blur. Yeah, come on, show it to Virgos. And the Virgos are going, cat, stop it. Can you see the little salamander over there? Emotion. Yeah, you understand that certain things need to kind of go in a different direction. And please, my camera, go back to normal. So let's see the rest. Okay, Virgo, somebody did let you down. Maybe somebody didn't want to commit to you. Maybe you wanted, maybe that's what you wanted. Maybe this is what you're feeling. Something has been left in the past. You have been sad over the issue for quite a while and feeling a deep sense of loss about still experiencing sort of like the ripples of the situation that kind of like even felt like embarrassment and felt like it felt like a major loss, right? It really did. So you have a 6 of Earth over here, what is crowning you, which is kind of, you know, interesting. What happened in the situation was that it was not give and take. One person was really giving, another person was taking. So obviously the energy over here was like reestablishing this balance, reestablishing, or like the problem is like that I still see kind of like feeling weak and feeling inability to kind of like regain your own strength, regain kind of like the attitude, like I need to kind of dust off and move forward. Yeah, it is good that there is like thinking about it, not in the pouncing stage yet. And there is you guys, this is your card, the Hermit. It's kind of immediate go-to reaction, and look at how a beautiful card this is in this deck. It is somebody who is like so fully comfortable in their own element, right? In understanding, like look at the moon is out there, and like, does this cat need anything else? Everything is there. So this is kind of like really, you are getting this ground, you are reaching this understanding to who you are. And it is like that situation when you kind of like turn inward. It could be also that you have lost both emotionally and materially. For some of you that are going through possible divorce or breakup of a relationship that had kind of like financial consequences, it kind of like feels that you didn't get your share over here, and maybe their process is still going on because there is like still hopefulness in a situation, and kind of like see where do I land from here, where do I go from here, right? So you're going to go internally, reassess everything internally. This is basically the card where you really have to come up with your own plan and decide in which direction you go. Your own plan, Virgo, should contain balance. Don't try to grab everything, and don't try to like, I mean, give away the baby with the bathwater. It has to be a really balance in this, and you shouldn't be taking emotions in account. Yes, I do understand this is a big thing here, and especially because you feel like you have been either shunned or embarrassed or put down. Try to kind of like remove that and see what happens. So let's see your feelings. Yeah, your feelings are exactly that. Again, the Grace card is about right person in the right place, in the right time, in the right situation, when it's upright. When it's reversed, it talks about one of these is not there. Either this is not the right person, or it's not the right place, or they are not the right circumstances. And I think this is going to be the big reassessment that you're going to have this month. But keep in mind that you had this like 4 of Fire and the Sun, which is kind of like Sun is the card of the births and celebrations and even marriages, right? But the Strength is a card of somebody who doesn't want to commit. So obviously one person wants to go in this direction, another one doesn't. So emotionally you're really confused, because kind of like really you want good things to happen to you, and almost like this looks like a push to me. So be very careful about that. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen in your environment, Sky Tome. Somebody is checking you out, not in a good way. This is a spying energy. Like Sky Tome should be called Spy Tome. And be very, if you're going through legal battle, if you're going through be very careful what you have online, okay? Be very careful what you leave in the lobby. Be very careful what you leave outside. Make sure the doors are closed. This is definitely intrusive energy about somebody trying to figure something out about you. This is the outside energy. So I'm still not sure. You're getting lots of messages in all directions. So I'm wondering if I'm having 2 types of Leos, pardon me, of Virgos. This is also a Leo, so I don't know if and this is also a Leo, so it's a strong Leo energy. It's like no wonder that I had this kind of slip. So this could be really talking really strongly to Virgos who are born in August as well, because it could be that there is like a Virgos from August are really going in the direction of marriage and moving it forward in spite of everything, while the other Virgos maybe are kind of like really going through huge hesitation and reassessment. of their own positioning. So let me see hopes and fears. Wow, the star, but it's reversed. So that's kind of losing a hope. This is kind of losing the dream. And you know what they say, if you lose a dream, you lost everything. You can replace the money, you can replace everything, but the dream loss is a biggie, in my opinion. This concerns me, especially now we have both Strength and Star reversed. Both cards relate to the same thing, to humans that can actually move mountains with the sheer power of love and will and commitment and gentleness and engaging with other people. First conquering yourself, that's what the Strength says, and then kind of like engaging with the others. And you, look at this, and you're standing here saying, look, I just cannot go in any of these directions, which is okay. At times we really need to kind of reassess who we are, what we can do, and how far we can go. And where is this possible trajectory? And it's 8 of Fire. So we have these 3 8s in the reading, right? We have the Star, which kind of goes down to 8, and Strength, and the 8 of Fire. So okay guys, there will be love arrows, there will be love communications. This is a trajectory that can go to, and certainly it is a possibility for especially the single ones out there to kind of go in that direction, to figure it out, kind of like how to communicate. Basically the central card over here is like, what do I really want? So even if you're single, if you're not single, if you're going through the breakup, I'm seeing this as a common, that you guys are going to get to some kind of understanding what is that you need from a relationship. And I have to tell you, this is a biggie. Most people don't establish this baseline, and that's why people can push them left and right, because they haven't determined, well, I don't want to go left, or I don't want to go right. You see, and other people don't want to assert boundaries, because this is like playing poker with sweaty palms. You kind of send off those vibes that you're nervous or you have nothing, right? So other person can actually really accomplish anything they want. The point of boundaries is like to say, okay, this is a no-go, and if you cross this line, I will not go with you, and this is the price you pay. But most people prefer to stay in a very non-functional, it's very hurtful and very damaging circumstances, just because they cannot draw this line, and prefer to be victimized than being, you know, than giving themselves to heal and possibility to meet somebody else. It's almost like not trusting yourself. So like, I mean, you actually are different. You're actually betting on yourself. You're saying, hey, in a situation I have to bet between me and somebody else, I'm betting on me. And I like that. You will acknowledge that there are circumstances right now that possibly are not the best circumstances to deal with, but there's definitely a way out. You're seeing this way out. You are seeing and establishing what you want in a relationship, and you want to go in the next stage. You need to kind of address this give and take, because that seems to be a crucial part, and in a burnout over something. Frankly, I think I had the same speech to Leo. Like, there is like that saying, no good deed goes unpunished. So if you give too much, eventually it's going to kind of like get to a halt where you have really nothing else to give, because you have given everything. And then if you have nothing to give, nobody will want you. So you have to understand that there is this exchange of energies, everything in the universe, and that's why we say every plus has a minus. So going on one extreme is just like a scale. You're like tilting this probability and balance that has to be there, and this is really, really needed for this productive relationship. So you will possibly look in the past and say, well, this is the thing that didn't work for me, these kind of situation didn't work for me. If you have to go through the situations that you are spying on somebody on a social media, or that somebody's finding information about you, well, there is like the big kind of like red flag. There is something wrong with our communication. If you cannot kind of do that, how can we actually possibly even think and talk about going to the next level? Altogether, I'm seeing that these are like actually final stages of something. By having these 8s and 9s is really important to know that you're getting to culmination of what you really want. What is your strength? What is that makes you feel hopeful? And hopefulness should come from the inside. It should come from the sheer possibility that, you know, they're just dots that you're putting them together yourself. Because, you know, look at that, seeing a lion out of these few spots. And isn't this how astrology was born? That people saw a few things in the sky and related that to things that were going currently in their life. For example, Virgo was the house of red in the sky, right? And it was the woman over there in the sky who basically said house of red. Truth was, it was basically connected to Bethlehem, which means house of bread. So Virgo is also the time of reaping, and hence house of bread did make sense at the time. So if you really dig deeper into everything, their explanation to kind of like these things, the star basically, and this is kind of, as I told you, these two cards are connected, and this author really knew that. Most people don't know. These two cards are relatives. So this is usually relating to Aquarius. This one is usually relating to a Leo. As you can see, hey, do I really want to go to a Leo? Which kind of like in your particular case almost like has a double meaning, because you did get this Leo card first. So what it means, Leo card? Yes, surely enough, if you have somebody who is a Leo in your life, it's going to be important. But Leo is also the sense of authority. It's a sense of strength. It's a sense of feeling pride. It's a sense of feeling good about who you are, and currently not being the case. Here it's a next level. So this is like, let's say 101, this is 201, and saying, okay, what happened to that lesson? Have you finished it? Is this like now fully accomplished? And you're saying, gee, no. So you see, it's kind of like a step back that maybe you need to take, and this is like understandable given that certain things kind of like didn't really work out. But you're going to recharge, and you're going to kind of like push it forward again, and kind of like communication is going to resume with somebody who you may have kind of like had issues. Also, if you're looking for a new relationship, that definitely is a good omen. It's going to be lots of information coming your way, and it is really well positioned for online dating. This also is well positioned for people coming from the past. So you guys will tell me. So hopefully you're going to send me your comments, you're going to share, and I'm going to like or dislike if you don't like it, and subscribe. And guys, thank you for being here. And again, this is a general reading, and don't go yet because I will clarify if you're reading a few cards over here. So even though this is a general reading, I want you to understand that your private reading could be completely different, with a completely different outcome. Energy is energy, and right now I'm reading energy of so many people. So just imagine that I have to read energy of one entire city, because sometimes like this is how many people come and visit, right? So of course you have to summarize the underline of everything you see, and each individual situation is going to be really, really separate. And yes, you can hear it, it's Wednesday. On Wednesday we have a recycle day, and sometimes it feels they're recycling right here on the spot. Hey, it is what it is. Did I tell you I hate recycling? Oops, it slipped out. I guess to you, Virgo, like you're shocked right now. Yeah, I also don't like that we spend too much money into embellishing packaging. So you see, I'm on both sides of the issue. So what I want to see here is the strength, and I want to see the star reversed here, and I want to see the temperance, because you have lots of majors, as I told you, right? And which is kind of like telling me it's going to be really big process for you. So yeah, there is like some kind of communication. It could have been a third party, guys, that is kind of like saddening you. Maybe you stop communicating with someone and you still actually wish to hear from somebody. Yeah, absolutely, you're longing for someone, and there is possibility of, again, the third party, or maybe somebody got pregnant in the situation. This child, servant, and waiting can also mean that certain things that have started in the past are simply not coming to the surface, or still hoping they can come. So, but this is not a hope like in the star card. This is like almost like longing, right? Where there's like a melancholy attached to it, not hope where, hey, I woke up, I hope, you know, it's going to be a nice weather, but if it isn't, it doesn't matter, I'm going to have the nice weather inside. It's kind of completely different quality, right? So let's see this healing. Yeah, some of you might be in therapy, or want to get therapy, or want to get a tarot reading, wink wink, about love, because looks like, look, love and money right now, like the focus is on money, because looks like you feel that you have to choose. You feel that love is not your forte in this period, and I guess this is probably what indicates this, maybe even says a hopelessness, maybe unwillingness to really talk about your love life, and rather to discuss the things that you feel it's maybe easier for you to discuss. But this card generally says it's hopes and fears, and fear is that you're not going to find sympathetic ear, but the hope is that you will, and I think you will, and I think you will be getting things out down from your chest, and I think that's going to be good. You might even discuss issues with some kind of like this person from the past, and this may be why this can move forward. And lastly, let me check this Six of Earth reversed, because this is definitely something you need to learn in this period. Look, you have falseness, you have sight, and you have messenger. Is guys somebody is somebody like long distance, or you engaged in a long distance, or there is like certainly distance if nothing else, and hence waiting for somebody to make a decision. But this is warning me to tell you, well, warning me, I'm not hearing voices, I'm not hearing anything like that. The hint I'm getting is you need to take charge. You need to kind of take things in your own hands, because now we have twice. You see this maid over here is reappearing over here. I think that you have people who can be really helpful in your situation. You maybe are spending too much time to your own, which also is the strength of Virgo. You are able to sort of like organize your life and put things together. I just like want you to kind of like get a different vibration. I want you to get the vibration of a higher energy that can actually open up to these new circumstances, to this kind of like fire, because I see definitely Virgos who will go through this period unscratched. Those are the Virgos that are either single, or that are the Virgos that are just prior to their wedding, or having extremely solid relationship. Then more or less for them is going to be, oh gosh, I'm upset about how to go about it. Did I take care of all this kind of planning? While the other Virgos here are really going to the next level. They're kind of like scratching the surface of what was acceptable to what is not acceptable anymore, and coming to determination to what works, what doesn't work. So some of you will open to therapy, to coaching, and to outside resources. Others will turn inwardly and try to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. So again, Virgo, please give me your comments, your suggestions, and I'm looking forward to basically hearing from you. Come and join live sessions on Saturdays, and for daily tarot, check the Facebook. Love you.